Thank you. Let's hear it for all the comedians you've heard so far. That's girl power, isn't it? Yeah. Listen, I'm Lynn Ruth Miller, and I hate when people treat me like I'm old. I could kill them. So I got myself a 44 Magnum. Listen, I'm 75 years old. If they give me life, how long can it be? And I get myself 3 meals, a bed, and a bitch. I'm not sure I could handle the bitch, but I'm pretty sure she'll handle me. And that's a change from the home. They've given me 8 minutes up here because they think that's all the time I've got left. I can hardly blame them. I've had so many body parts replaced that I lost my senior discount. When I go through airport security, it sounds like I just hit the jackpot in Vegas. But actually, people wonder why I have so much energy. And the reason I have so much energy is because I don't do what you do all night. I sleep. And I don't have somebody with a full diaper and a runny nose expecting me to bake him cookies and tell him that I love him because I divorced him. Actually though, the reason that I have so much energy is because of my attitude. I got my attitude from my mother. I got a lot of things from my mother, which is why I've been in therapy for 70 years. Most Jewish women hate their mothers, but I don't hate my mother because she's dead. My mother yelled at my father so much that when she died, he thought he'd gone deaf. My father used to play golf every night until 8 o'clock at night because it was the only time he could get a hit on anything and get it in the hole. Actually, though, my mother had some very good advice for all of you women. My mother said, all nice girls get married. But look at our choices. Have you noticed? Yeah. In California, well, there are 2 kinds of men. Actually, in California, there are 3. There's the kind that smoke Marlboros and they don't wear condoms, you know that kind. They beat their wives. I actually married one of those. I can still remember his throwing me across the bed and smacking me and saying, I can't do it, I can't do it. I said, can't do what? He said, I can't grow a mustache. I said, never mind. I can. Always the enabler. Let me tell you a little bit about that husband. Yeah, he was a very small man. Because I'm a small lady, and he was a very small man. And when we got engaged, my mother-in-law took me to a butcher shop. We had those in the 50s. Took me to a butcher shop, and she pointed to a 2-pound chicken, and she said, that's how big he was when he was born. I said, nothing much grew, did it? He couldn't see real well, and we lived up on the 4th floor, and I'd be vacuuming the floor, and he'd come running into the apartment, and he'd kiss the vacuum cleaner. He'd say, why are you screaming? I said, when he went to bed, he would take off his glasses, and he'd say, where are you? And I'd say, well, if you can find me, you can have me. Which is why I'm still a virgin. Let me tell you about the second husband. He was a different kind of guy. He loved his mother, he did your nails, and he danced in the ballet. You should have seen him in tights. He was great, yeah. On our wedding night, I caught him with the bellboy. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm showing him my pas de deux. I said, well, then why is he crying? He said, because he wanted a tip, and I gave him the whole thing. Divorce. The judge said, thank God there were no children. I I said, had there been children, there would have been a second coming. And God knows there wasn't a first. After that husband, I thought maybe I should try women. But you know, I can't get keys in locks. I never could figure out Tampax. I can't get things in slots. I make a lousy lesbian. Actually, though, now, I really love senior romance. Senior romance is wonderful. I mean, you know, men my age can't see what they're getting, and they fall asleep before they get it. And they all have arthritis and replaced hips. So when they really get moving, it sounds like a dress rehearsal for Stump. But the nice thing about dating at my age is you don't have to worry about meeting their parents. A guy called me up. I wish this weren't true. A guy called me up and he said, I want you to meet my mother. And he came over with a shovel. You know, old men, they always think you want them so badly. This one guy called me up and he said, wait till you see my package. Wait till you see my package. And it was immense. It was immense. It had a respirator, had an insulin pump, and it had a holster. I said, where's the gun? He said, it backfires. I said, well, at our age, we all do, yeah. Actually, no, you know, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. You know that, yeah. And I've lost a great deal. So I've taken up horseback riding. I never dreamed I could get my legs that far apart. But I did. It took 45 minutes to get me up on the horse and 5 minutes to get off. I still can. And I'm preparing for my future, so I've taken up lap dancing. None of those guys in the home can stand up. And I've also taken up skateboarding to get around town. That's a picture, yeah. The reason I've taken up skateboarding is because my license comes due in October, and I don't want to go to the DMV, because nobody there understands me. I can only speak English. Actually though, my driving habits have changed a lot since that day in 1949 when I got my driver's license. We didn't learn in school the way you do. We learned at the automobile club, and we learned on Willys Jeeps. Does anybody remember Willys Jeeps? We used those in the trenches for World War II. They had high windows and low seats, so you could do hand jobs and nobody could look in. Anything for our troops. And I got the light, so I'm going to have to leave. And I want to just leave you with one thought. All of you people, I mean, it's a new world. All of you people, when you get depressed, you take medication. We didn't take medication. We jumped. Thank you.